team that does not have to worry about trying to build an at-large resume for the NCAA tournament is your Tennessee Vols, because they won at Alabama over the weekend without getting a great game from Dalton Knecht, their All-American. And now they're alone in first in the SEC standings with 2 regular season games remaining. Rick Barnes trying to win an SEC title. And I've got them as the 4th number 1 seed right now. Houston, UConn, Purdue, in some order, are going to be the top 3 seeds in the NCAA tournament. I know that sounds wild to say 2 weeks out of Selection Sunday that we already know who 3 of the number 1 seeds are going to be. But like barring a collapse that seems wildly improbable, Purdue, UConn, and Houston are going to be number 1 seeds. They would have to lose like 2 or 3 more times. They might have to lose out one of those teams to not be a number 1 seed at this point. Those top 3 are so far ahead of everybody else. And sometimes Tennessee fans will be like, GP, we beat Auburn and you didn't move us up. GP, we won in Alabama and you didn't move us up. Why are we not? Because there is nowhere for you to go. You cannot. You could beat Alabama again today and Auburn again today, and you still wouldn't have one of the top 3 bodies of work. There's nowhere for you to go because Purdue, Houston, and UConn are so far ahead of the pack. But Tennessee, I do believe right now, would be the 4th number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. The question becomes, let me ask you this, Bennett. If you're a Tennessee fan, and I know you're not. I'm looking at you. I know you're not.
No.
But if you're a Tennessee fan,
yep.
I say you can be the 1 seed in the West, but we're probably going to put Arizona as the 2 seed in the West. And if the bracket plays out to seeding, you're going to have to play Arizona in a regional final out west in an arena probably filled with Arizona fans. But you are the number 1 seed. You want that? Or you just want to be the 2 seed in the South and, let Houston be your 1?
I think I would. The thing is we've seen Arizona be vulnerable this year. So
that's right.
Even with all the fans, I think if I was just putting that to the side and I'm the Vols, and it was, do you want to play Arizona or do you want to play Houston? I think I want to play Arizona.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Because it will be Arizona out west. It will not be a true road game environment. Like, you'll have fans there too, and there'll be, fans of neither team there. I just think the difference in quality of team is dramatic.
I do too.
Houston, in many ways, lots of times, looks unbeatable.
Right.
They're not, but they look it. They've only lost 3 times. Arizona's lost twice as many times as that. Arizona's lost to bad teams. Mm-hmm. Houston, the only losses for Houston are like road games against quality opponents. That's it.
And we've seen them come back, roaring back in games. Yeah, they're tough to beat.
I'd rather take a shot if I'm Tennessee, trying to play Arizona in a regional final to go to the Final Four, wherever, than trying to play Houston in a regional final to go to the Final Four. And plus, there is some this stuff. I remember when Memphis was a number 1 seed in 2006. Mm-hmm. I think that was the first time under John Calipari they were a number 1 seed. And then they did it again and whatever. But I remember that mattering. That was a big deal.
Yep.
You took some pride in that. We're the 1 seed. And so if I'm a Tennessee fan, I kind of want to be the 1 seed. They've never done that before. Tennessee's never been to a Final Four. They've never been a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. Let's knock some of these things off. Mm-hmm. Okay, we've never been a 1 seed in the tournament. Okay, let's go do that. And I really do think they're 2 more wins and a nice SEC tournament away from doing that. Again, you've got Tennessee, Iowa State, Arizona, North Carolina, probably, Creighton maybe even, all battling to be that 4th number 1. So you got a lot of good teams with good resumes after 1 spot because the other 3 are occupied. But Tennessee, I think, is leading that conversation right now after another quadrant 1 win over the weekend. They held Alabama below 40% shooting, so they guarded them, and they didn't have to. They scored 81 points. That's a lot. But against Alabama, it's Alabama can give up more than that. They gave up more than that to Kentucky, a lot more. So Tennessee wasn't awesome offensively. Dalton Knecht was not awesome as he's been, and they were still able to go to Coleman Coliseum and get a victory. That's big-time stuff from Rick Barnes' program. One more thing on this, and then we'll move on. I was sort of thinking about this last night. If we are saying Purdue's a lock to be a 1, and they basically are, and Tennessee is the leading candidate to be the 4th number 1, and I think they are, we're going to have an NCAA tournament with at least 2 number 1 seeds. You ready for this? That nobody believes in. People think Purdue's going to
choke because they've done it before.
And Rick Barnes does it all the time.
That's a good point.
You're going to have 2 number 1 seeds that people say, I don't trust that team. I don't trust that program. I don't trust that school, that coach, whatever. So
people will be picking against them in their brackets for sure.
I want Purdue. I believe in Purdue. Tennessee, I've seen it a lot, but I think Dalton Connect's a difference maker. I think both those teams are going to – I think they'll both be second weekend teams at the very least. I think Tennessee and Purdue will both be in the Sweet 16, but there will be a lot of people picking against them based on recent tournament history. And with Rick Barnes, it'll be decades of tournament history.